Hi guys, I'm here to talk to you about a lady called Betty. And I guess the first question that's probably on your mind is, why did Betty say no? And what did she say no to? So working in residential care um, creates particular challenges when residents are reluctant to engage in activities offered or services provided within the aged care setting. So Betty is a delightful 92-year-old lady who was referred to me for psychological support a couple of years ago. Betty had really limited range of movement in her shoulders, and it was impacting her quite a lot in that she was suddenly becoming trapped in her body, and she was no longer able to perform many activities that she used to independently. Now, what's important for you to note about Betty is that she contracted polio when she was aged in her 30s. So from the age of about 30, she lost the use of her lower limbs and she was wheelchair bound. So she already had partial paralysis, and she thought that by not being able to move her arms, she would truly be trapped in her body. And that would have been really frightening for her. So she was referred to me for psychological support because she was having these bounds of anxiety and also depression, because she would wake up middle of the night feeling completely isolated. So over the course of weeks, I helped her with managing her anxiety and overcoming those fears. And I also realized that one of the big issues for her was um, not having a regular access to physiotherapy. So she has had a couple of assessments, and basically she ended up saying to the physiotherapist, well, it's no use, I can't do this anymore. And she had some simple exercises prescribed, to stretch out her arms and get that movement, but it wasn't really doing a lot for her at that point of time. So what I thought I'd introduce to Betty would be to meet a remedial massage therapist. Now, this lady had been attending that aged care facility for about 10 years, and it was actually a complimentary service for the residents. So Betty didn't have to pay anything to see this lady called Sue, and it was completely free. So I facilitated for the two of them to meet, and Betty initially said to me, "Oh, Julie, I'm not really into this beauty industry. I've never worn any makeup. This is just not for me. But it's free and you said that it's good, so I'll give it a go." So she had a couple of massage sessions. They were only 30 minutes long with Sue, and they're focused mainly on the areas around her shoulders and her joints. And the first couple of sessions, Betty didn't report any difference at all. She said, "Sue comes, rubs a bit of oil on my shoulders and, works on it for half an hour, and then she goes." And then the miracle actually happened between the third and the sixth session. So what ended up happening was that suddenly Betty noticed that she was actually able to reach out a little bit more with her arms. So her first step was actually she was able to brush her teeth. And let me tell you, that was a huge achievement for her. The next progression was she was able to brush her hair. And there she was at 92, and she was actually restoring some of those skills that she had before. She never thought it'd be possible to reverse some of those effects of arthritis in her arms, and that she would be able to do things again. Let me tell you, she was feeling wonderful. One day, I got a phone call from Sue to say that the aged care facility had reviewed its costs, and that the massage therapy session was no longer complimentary. And interestingly, it wasn't even a barrier for Betty, because she saw such value in the service that she, to this day, continues to see Sue every week for a massage. She understands the importance in plays in her maintaining her independence, comfort, and obviously how much all those play importance in her daily life and ability to cope within residential aged care. Her symptoms of depression and anxiety have reduced significantly, and here she is, someone who initially completely refused both psychology and massage therapy. She's now leading a happy and fulfilled life. She's come a long way, and I guess the main message that I'd like to communicate in this video is that you really have to come down to exploring those those attitudes around refusing to participate in activity, and providing the resident with information about the service, about the benefit it has for them, and letting them trial